Sounds pretty good, huh? Oh, Tony Bennett.
Have I met cooking someone?
Sounded pretty good, huh? After changing out a ton of parts, we got both channels going, and welcome to part 3 of restoring this vintage 1964 to 1966 Magnavox Astro-Sonic console. Certainly one of the top consoles of the 60s and 70s. And I went ahead, I didn't put it on video, but I changed out the rest of the caps underneath of the chassis there, just to have a complete job. So some of the other ones too I pulled out of there and did today. Now it's time, I want to replace the non-electrolytic capacitors in the speaker crossover system, which regulates the impedance and throughput to the two sides of the two channels. So I'm going to go ahead and do that today. Crossover networks are really important, but they're one of the most misunderstood aspects of high fidelity as well as stereophonic sound and its design. Because, let's face it, you got speakers set up and microphones that record sound, and they're in two different locations, right? That's what makes stereo. So when you're on a stage recording, you have a microphone maybe 25 feet to the left of center on the stage, and you have a microphone 25 feet to the right, and you're recording two different sounds, maybe of a symphony orchestra, and it's going to sound a little different in each ear because, well, on the right-hand side, the brass will be there. On the left-hand side, the woodwinds, the violins. So left channel is going to pick up more of the woodwinds, violins. Right channel is going to pick up more of the brass, etc., etc. So goes the theory. So you want to make sure that the right frequencies are traveling to the right speakers. So the crossover network helps to ensure, it's like the last stop to defense, to make sure that the frequencies that are supposed to be, say, in the right channel here, go to the right channel as opposed to the left channel. So they perform a gatekeeping function of blocking and letting certain frequencies through and blocking others. So we're going to go ahead and replace these. I don't know how old they are, but I did get some new ones. These are non-polarized. It means it doesn't really matter which way you install it. There's really no positive and negative on that. It's called, yeah, you can't really see it here. It's not taking, yeah, non-polarized caps. 8 microfarad, 100 volt. These are rated for 25 volts, but it doesn't matter. It's as long as you're using above voltage rated, you will be fine. So we're going to go ahead and get these replaced.
The morning fire.
Hey, welcome back in, everybody, to the restoration of the mid-60s Astro-Sonic Magnavox Astro-Sonic console. I've changed out a lot of parts. The thing is sounding wonderful. Changed out the speaker crossover non-polarized caps. Basically all the caps I could, except the one stuffed up in there. I'm not going to do the can caps there. I mean, call me lazy, but that's a lot of work to pull that out and stuff that with some new caps. That's for if you want to be anal retentive about restorations. And I've never heard of these caps blowing on this on these type of units. Anyway, what I want to do today is put this back together. The longer, you guys know, the longer that you leave something sit in the shop, the higher the chances that parts are going to get lost and knocked all over the shop, and you forget certain stuff. Oh, I'll remember where I took that out. Well, that was a month ago. And then you forget. I'm also going to lubricate the record player too. I'm not going to go crazy doing that. I'm going to just hit it where I can with the electronic lubrication and get the vacuum out and clean it out. There's a lot of dust inside. I think I'm going to do that first, and then I need to clean up the faceplate where the tuner dial is and all of the controls. So let's get busy. Let's finish this project. So come around here, you can see this thing really needs a blow job here to get all of that stuff out of there. Clean that up. So I'm going to remove the record. I'm going to carefully, I've got the vacuum cleaner here. I'm going to see if I can find the soft brushed attachment on that and see if we can get that cleaned out before we go. No sense cleaning this up first. You can see how dirty that is, and then when we do this, all the dust will get on it again. Dust so it doesn't fall down again, thus wasting my time. So let's take a look at the platen here, and I think that that's held in with a C-clamp retainer ring. I don't think I'm going to pull that off. I'm just going to shoot the lubrication right down the center spindle there. So let me grab that and let's get going. And then we'll lubricate the underneath and the control arm and wipe all that down really well with a soft rag. Right? Okay, I'm using the old Radio Shack cleaner and lubricant. And I'm going to put that, I don't have a lot left. That's going to go right down that shaft there. Give that a good spin. Okay, and I'm gonna get same, and I'm gonna do the control arms here and clean that up a bit there too. Spinning good. Okay, I'm gonna hit this under here. Under there, and that's gonna get that cleaned and lubricated. Let's go up and run the mechanism a little bit, see what we get. Well, I had it on 45, but the mechanism's working great. In San Francisco, the morning fire. Okay, it takes off well too, so I'm very satisfied with that. It's time to get this cleaned up now. I don't think we need relamping because it seems like the light bulbs are good. So let's get it cleaned up. Here's a couple cautions. You can see the screws we have to remove, 2 on each end to pull this, but be very careful when you clean. Don't break this piece of glass. Don't rub on it vigorously. A lot of these are screen printed on, and they tend to be very weak over time, so we're going to be super gentle with this when cleaning. Again, be careful. That's nice and cleaned up now. Got a little dust off of it, but that is silk screened on, and you got to be very careful not to rub that off. Which leaves us to get the bay cleaned up a little bit down here. And again, we're going to be very gentle with a damp towel. Looks nice and prettied up now. Boy, the fidelity on this thing is just amazing now. Lots of bass. Sounds so good. The champions of the world. Alright guys, we got one thing to do. We need to button all this up and make it pretty, and then we need to get the oil out, the cabinet oil, and do a number on the outside, and we are officially completed this project. I'm running a tape input for the MP3 here, so we'll see how that functions. Auxiliary worked pretty good. We'll select a song at the end to run this project out on, so just stay tuned. Sounded pretty doggone good. Next, we got to try to clean this up, and I also want to clean up the top of the knobs here to make them look nice. Look at how much dirt comes off of there. It's unbelievable. Again, don't rub hard. You'll lose all the lettering.
In as little as 3 weeks.
I think that looks like a world of difference there in cleaning that up. Looks almost like a brand new unit, huh? Very happy with the way that looks. So I think it's time to grab the back over there and put it on. And we'll get to the final step. Back is all on. Now we're going to get the woodwork all cleaned up. Call it good. There was already an existing hole for the auxiliary, which you would use a tape deck, but I'm going to use it for the MP3, so all secure. Let's see if we can clean it up some more. This has been a fun restoration. It only took 3 parts to bring this back from having no channel on the left side to having full stereophonic sound with great fidelity. Replaced a lot of the capacitors. I'm really happy about that. The performance is excellent. As you'll hear coming up, I'm going to finish today, and I hope you give this a like and a share. I'm going to finish today with I'll take the finale of the War of 1812 Overture written by Tchaikovsky. Pay attention to the fidelity here, particularly the bass at the end and throughout as the cannons fire off. Listen to those solid bass notes. In addition, the chimes and bells in the back, the high frequencies. It all comes together in a remarkable way in, well, one of the greatest classic pieces ever written, and a fine piece to demonstrate the fidelity of the 1960s Magnavox Astro-Sonic stereo console, the pride of many American homes through the 60s, 70s, 80s, and, well, even today. Once again, thumbs up are appreciated, and thanks a lot for being along.